What even just happened? On Saturday night, hockey night in Canada, the Minnesota Wild came into town to face the Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks, who had won 2 games in their past 12. Meanwhile, the Wild were 8-1-1 in their past 10, and starting Jesper Wallstedt, a goalie who was 8-0-2 on the season with a .944 save percentage and 4 shutouts coming into this game. The Canucks had scored 5 goals in their past 4 games before this. That combination of bad team versus good goalie made me not have much faith, but it's okay because we're tanking, right? No! Now, it did start off very well for Minnesota. Early on, Matt Zuccarello found Matt Boldy for a one-timer. He got it past Nikita Tolopilo, made it 1-0. And really, it's like, okay, we're gonna lose this game, obviously. It's the Canucks versus the Wild. We're gonna lose. Whatever. And then in the second period, something magical happened. A couple things, actually, starting with the fact that Tom Wielander scored his first career NHL goal. Linus Karlsson had the puck in the offensive zone and stopped up, waited a little bit, and saw Wielander wide open in the high slot. Wielander took the pass and just fired it top corner for his first career goal. It was beautiful. Great play by Linus Karlsson, who I think has been the Canucks' best player recently. And a great shot by Tom Wielander, who has been good in his NHL time and has been now rewarded for it. Then a little bit later in the second, Atu Ratu won a face-off in the offensive zone, got the puck back to Tom Wielander, who this time passed it to his D partner Elias Pettersson. And Pettersson, not exactly known for his offense and not really having the greatest season, took it upon himself to fire one to the net. And I mean, why not? It got past Wallstedt somehow for his first goal of the season, and the Canucks were suddenly leading this Minnesota team. Now, you might notice I'm a lot happier than I usually am, and yes, part of that is due to the fact the Canucks have actually won a game. But the biggest part of it is what happened next. Earlier in the game, Atu Ratu had a goal waved off. Apparently it was a kick. I mean, it could go either way. I think I've seen a lot more get called not a kick. I was a little bit frustrated by that. But Atu Ratu wasn't too frustrated, because after it was already 2-1 for Vancouver, Ratu found himself on a 2-on-1 with Kiefer Sherwood, and though Kiefer Sherwood is the goals leader for the Canucks right now, Ratu did not look at Sherwood. He sniped one past Wallstedt, got his goal, made it 3-1. And he was not done there. 5 minutes through the third period, the puck was dumped behind the Minnesota net, and Wallstedt came out to play it. Bad idea, because Atu Ratu is on your ass, taking the puck from you and scoring. A brutal play by Jesper Wallstedt, a goalie who doesn't give up goals and doesn't have a lot of bad plays. But I mean, that's just what happens when the aura of Atu Ratu is around you. Sometimes you just don't know what to do, so you bow down to him. The Canucks did give up a goal to Matt Zuccarello late in the game to make it 4-2, and I was a little bit nervous, but they shut it down. They won the game. Fantastic game. Canucks finally win a good one. So obviously I'm talking about Atu Ratu. I'm talking about Atu Ratu immediately. 2 goals, 1 assist, 87% in the face-off dot. Now, an interesting thing coming into this game was that Elias Pettersson was injured in warm-ups. He did not play, meaning our center depth was very thin. We had Drew O'Connor taking faceoffs and playing the center position. That's how bad it was. But sometimes when one center goes down, another one steps up. And I wish that we could have had something like this happen in Philip Hedel's stead, but I'm not going to complain about Atu Ratu taking on the role of Elias Pettersson. Atu Ratu was all over the place in this game. He only played 14 minutes, but he had 4 hits, his obviously very good face-off percentage. He had 2 penalty minutes when he was jawing with Zach Bogosian, 2 goals, 1 assist, a very, very good defensive play late in the game to stop the Wild from making it a 1-goal deficit. I mean, he was just everywhere. That is the best game Atu Ratu has played at the NHL level. Obviously, not even a question there. And I mean, he's my favorite player. I think it's very obvious. I've talked about him a lot. I've talked about wanting to see him score, and he scored. I mean, he's been snake-bitten a little bit in the goal-scoring category. He had one waved off in LA that was pretty borderline. He had one waved off in this game that was pretty borderline. But he made up for both of those and got 2 more in this game. He now has 3 goals and 8 assists for 11 points last season. That is an 82-game pace of 35 points, which is spectacular from Atu Ratu. That has given me life. That has brought the light back to my eyes. I don't need anything else. I just need Atu Ratu to play well, and I'm cheesing. I'm happy. But along with that, we also had that first goal by Tom Wielander, and he deserves it. It was very nice to see that happen. We had a goal by Elias Pettersson, who's had a bit of a tough season so far, but he has something go his way this time. Another very well-played game by Linus Karlsson, who's really been stepping up recently in the elevated minutes. And then the other guy who I need to give massive props to in this game is, of course, Nikita Tolopilo. Tolo was called on in this very tough matchup against a very solid Minnesota Wild team. He was matched up against Jesper Wallstedt, who has been the best goalie in the league so far this season, and he answered the bell. 28 saves on 30 shots against. He was there every time the Canucks needed him. It was a fantastic game by him. There were so many times the Wild could have scored and buried us, put us away, but Tolo kept us in it until the Canucks could start scoring, make it a 4-1 lead. He gave up that goal late, not really his fault, and he stood tall besides that, got us the win. A fantastic game by Tolo. You love to see that. Lankinen hasn't been too great recently, so it's nice to get a performance like that out of Tolopilo, and I would have to assume he's going to get more starts if he continues to play like that. Even if you are Team Tank, this is a game you have to love. I mean, the best players on the Canucks this game were the 25 and under guys. Tolopilo, Karlsson, Pettersson, Wielander, and Atu Ratu. Those are 5 key players for the Canucks' future. They could be very important down the line. And all of them showed off their potential today. That was incredible. I loved this game so much. This is easily my favorite game of the season so far. I mean, that's not even a question. If Atu Ratu's scoring 2 goals and getting an assist and doing all that other stuff, that's going to be my favorite game of the season. Wielander, Pettersson, and Ratu were all a +3 also. That game really gives me life. I want to keep it positive, but I do have to mention some other things, unfortunately, which is the fact that Quinn Hughes now is pointless in 5 straight games. And I don't think he looked good in this game either. I think he was still trying to do too much. There were times where Atu Ratu was on hat-trick watch. Quinn Hughes could have gotten him the puck and didn't. I think he was just doing too much again. He did at least end up a +1, so sure, we'll take it. But, I mean, pointless in 5 straight is crazy. There were other players that I didn't really love in this game. Like, when Besser and Garland were on the ice, I kind of just didn't care. Garland played close to 24 minutes in this one, while Ratu got 14. And yeah, obviously Garland is going to play more minutes than Atu Ratu, no matter what's happening. But 10 more minutes in a game where Ratu has 3 points? I don't know about that. DeBrusk did manage to get an assist, but also he was kind of whatever. Drew O'Connor wasn't really anywhere. It was the young guys who won this game for us. And honestly, I prefer that, because if it's Besser, Garland, Hughes winning the game for you, like, sure, that's a win, but that's not really a memorable thing. This is a memorable game. This doesn't solve any problem for the Canucks at all. In fact, we have more of a problem from this game, which is the fact that Elias Pettersson is out, and we don't really have an update there. But it does feel damn good. I know Team Tank wants us to lose games. They want us to be last place. But you gotta win games at some point. You gotta win a game at some point, and if you're going to win a game, it may as well be a game where Atu Ratu is the best player on the ice. Canucks are still in 31st in the league. They're still down there, so Team Tank, you're still fine, guys, I swear. You're fine. We're 31st. Nashville has a game in hand on us too, and they're 1 point back. We could still sink to last. I'm going to keep this one short, even though I'm very excited, because I want to get this up same day because of how good of a game it was, but I also want to go to bed. But, I mean, yeah, fantastic game. I loved it. I know it's better for us to end up last in the league at this point, because playoffs are a very, very far ways away, and even if we make playoffs, what are we going to do in them? And I do still want to trade some of the players. I do want to get younger. I agree with that idea. But is it such a crime to enjoy when my team wins a game? I don't think so. I love that. I had so much fun. It's so nice to have had fun watching a Canucks game again. Because even the game against Anaheim, it was 5-4, it was a win. But that was still stressful. I didn't really get a lot out of that game besides the win, which is fine. I got a lot out of this game. I got a lot of happiness out of this game. That's what I need. That's what I need sometimes. So yeah, next game is Monday against Detroit. Detroit has been struggling quite a bit recently, so who knows, maybe we could finally win a second game in a row. Really, I am not too worried about that, because I'm just living in the moment for now. Just happy that my team has won this game. I predicted that Tyler Myers would score, but I don't care about that anymore because the goal scorers we got in this game were so much cooler than that. So for next game, I mean, I feel like one of the bigger guys has to come alive. So I'm going to say Connor Garland. I think Connor Garland scores next game. They've just been quiet for too long now. And I mean, the young guys really picking up their slack today might have been a wake-up call. So I'm going to say Garland will score against Detroit. But if it's the young guys again, I'm even happier. Okay, that's going to do it. Goodbye.